The escape pod screamed through Earth's atmosphere, trailing fire and debris across the Montana sky. Inside, Zafira's three-fingered hands gripped the controls as alarms shrieked in her native tongue. Her silver-blue skin glistened with the bioluminescent stress patterns of her species, the Vexari, as she fought to stabilize the dying craft. The impact was brutal. Metal shrieked against rock as the pod carved a smoking trench through the forest floor, before slamming into an ancient pine. Zafira's consciousness flickered, her large obsidian eyes struggling to focus. Through the cracked viewport, she saw it. The death world her people had catalogued centuries ago. Earth. Class 12 hazard. Gravity crushing. Atmosphere corrosive. Native species barbarically violent. She had read the reports. Humans were apex predators on a planet that bred only apex predators. They consumed the flesh of other creatures. They waged endless wars. Their world was a nightmare of extreme temperatures, toxic bacteria, and deadly fauna. And now, injured and alone, she was stranded here. The pod's emergency beacon was dead. Her ship destroyed in orbit by pirates. No rescue was coming. Zafira managed to crawl from the wreckage, her breathing apparatus damaged but functional. Earth's oxygen-rich air burned her lungs even through the filters. Every movement was agony under the planet's oppressive 1.2 g gravity compared to her homeworld. Her left leg was fractured, the pain radiating through her slender frame. She had perhaps 3 days before dehydration killed her. The water on this planet was contaminated with millions of microorganisms that would ravage her immune system. She pressed herself against a tree, trying to make herself small, invisible. That's when she heard them. Heavy footsteps crunching through underbrush, voices, human voices. "Max, I'm telling you I saw something crash over here." A female voice, young and excited. "Lisa, it was probably just a meteor. We should head back before—" A male voice stopped mid-sentence. "Holy hell. Is that a spacecraft?" Zafira's heart hammered in her chest cavity. She tried to activate her suit's camouflage, but the system was fried. She was completely exposed as two humans emerged into the clearing. The female, Lisa, was small for a human but still towered over Zafira's crouched form. Dark hair pulled back, strange fabric coverings, and those terrifying forward-facing predator eyes that locked onto her immediately. The male, Max, was even larger, broad-shouldered, wearing what Zafira recognized from intel reports as outdoor gear. They froze. Zafira's bioluminescent patterns flared bright white in terror, her universal distress signal. Is that an alien?" Lisa whispered, her voice carrying a strange quality Zafira couldn't identify. Not the hunting growl she expected. "She's hurt," Max said, taking a slow step forward. "Look at her leg." Zafira hissed, a defensive sound pressing harder against the tree. Her 3 fingers fumbled for the ceremonial blade at her belt, the only weapon she had. These humans would kill her, eat her, or worse. Every instinct screamed at her to run, but she couldn't. Her leg wouldn't support her. Lisa raised her hand slowly, palms out. Hey, it's okay. We're not going to hurt you." Lies. Human deception was legendary. Zafira had read about their wars, their violence, their territorial aggression. But then Max did something unexpected. He slowly lowered himself to the ground, making himself smaller, non-threatening. He reached into his pack and pulled out a container, opening it to reveal liquid, water. He took a drink himself, then set it on the ground between them, sliding it forward. "You're probably thirsty," he said softly. "It's clean, safe." Zafira's analytical mind warred with her fear. This was a tactic, had to be. Yet the water was so close and her throat was so dry. Lisa mirrored Max's posture, sitting cross-legged on the forest floor. "My name is Lisa, this is Max, what's yours?" "You speak Common Galactic?" Zafira rasped, her translator struggling with damaged circuits. "No," Lisa said gently, "but you seem to understand us. Look, we're not soldiers. We're just hikers, campers. We explore nature for fun." For fun. On this death world. The concept was incomprehensible. "Your leg needs medical attention," Max observed. "Our town has a hospital. A place where we heal injuries." "You heal?" Zafira's voice cracked with disbelief. "You don't kill wounded?" The look that passed between the two humans was something Zafira would later learn was called heartbreak. "Oh God, what do aliens think about us?" Lisa breathed. Then, with fierce determination, "No, we help, especially when someone's hurt and alone." Over the next hour, Zafira watched as these supposed apex predators carefully splinted her leg, using materials from Max's pack. Lisa gave her actual water, then something called an energy bar when Zafira's scanner confirmed it was non-toxic. They moved slowly, explained every action, and never once showed aggression. "Why?" Zafira finally asked. "I am nothing to you. Your species is catalogued as dangerous. Violent." Max laughed, a sound that Zafira initially interpreted as a threat display before realizing it was joy. "Yeah, we can be pretty terrible to each other sometimes, but most of us try to be better than our worst instincts." "We're not perfect," Lisa added, carefully adjusting the splint. "Humanity has done awful things, but we're also capable of compassion, kindness, especially to someone who needs help." As the sun set through the earth trees, casting golden light that would have been toxic to Zafira without her suit's protection, she watched these two humans coordinate their communication devices. They were calling for help. Not for weapons, not for containment teams. For doctors. For scientists who could help her. Max started a small fire, controlled, purposeful, and shared their food. Lisa talked about Earth, about humanity's first stumbling steps into space, about their hopes to meet other species as friends. "Your people think Earth is a death world, don't they?" Max asked. Zafira's patterns flickered with embarrassed confirmation. Class 12 hazard. Hostile gravity, dangerous atmosphere, apex predator dominant species. "That's technically true," Lisa admitted, "but it's also home. And we've learned that surviving in a harsh place teaches you to value life more, not less." As rescue vehicles approached in the distance, civilian vehicles, Zafira noted with shock, not military, she realized something profound. Perhaps humanity was dangerous precisely because they evolved on a world that constantly tried to kill them. But that same crucible had forged something else. Resilience, adaptability, and a bone-deep understanding that survival sometimes meant cooperation over competition. The death world had produced a species that chose compassion even when violence would have been easier. Max helped her stand as the first vehicle arrived, taking her weight without complaint under the crushing Earth gravity that barely seemed to affect him. "Welcome to Earth," he said with a gentle smile. "Sorry about the rough landing." Zafira's pattern shifted to soft blue, wonder and Vexari communication. She would survive this world. Not despite humanity, but because of them. Perhaps the galaxy had misunderstood what it meant to be human after all.